I'll be honest with you, as you've earned my trust. We've a mind to leave this village for good. The Dragon's Flame has devastated the land here. Many of the villagers question whether it is worth attempting to restore it. When I mentioned as much in a letter I had smuggled to Ulrika, she told me that the village she's staying in would be glad to take us in. Only problem is how we're going to get past the soldiers. They've confiscated all weapons to forestall our escape. Perhaps if we could reclaim the stolen weapons, or find a means of procuring some anew, we could force our way out through strength of arms. Alas, we villagers are kept under constant watch. It would be unwise for us to attempt aught on our own. You are our only hope in this matter. Pray, lend us your aid.
Of daily life.
Hail! I've not forgotten what you did, helping me save my brother. Would that I could return the favor. But we've a bit of a situation here, if you hadn't noticed. Our weapons are being kept in yon storeroom, with those cowards stationed in and around it day and night.
Say, mayhap we could distract them. Then someone could slip in and...
Are you mad? We're simple villagers, no match for trained soldiers. But I suppose someone's got to act. All right, how's this? We'll draw the guards' attention, giving you a chance to sneak in and get our weapons back. You'll do it then? Right! You wait here. We'll have him away from his post in a trice. Just you watch.
What do you think you're doing here? Halt!
How are you faring? Have you been able to procure any weapons for us? You've reclaimed our weapons. Well done, sir. I am certain the other villagers shall be glad to arm themselves with their weapons of choice. My thanks. I'd wager we stand a fighting chance now. The time has come to leave this village behind.
I've got you cornered, rat.
Don't fret, I've got you. With me! Hold your ground. Do not let our foe approach. Have courage!
Leave off, afore you earn my light. I don't like it.
This cannot be!
Retreat!
We must withdraw and regroup!
You have my gratitude for all you've done on our behalf. We'll make for the village Ulrika staying in on our own from here. If I were you, I'd leave this place afore reinforcements arrive. At any rate, this is where we part ways. But if you're of a mind to visit, know that we'll welcome you into our new homes with open arms. Till then, farewell. If I were you, I'd leave. At any rate, this is where we part ways. If I were you, at any rate, this is where we part.
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here? A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
No sense dwelling on what others think.
No! I'm not sending anyone into that cave!
But Jonas, isn't it your duty to aid our people?
I've held my tongue till now, but no longer. You would leave one of your own to die. This is impermissible. A village is nothing without its people. Sacrificing that poor soul amounts to cutting off your own arm. As Half's leader, you ought to strive to do whatever you can to bring him back alive. Can you truly say this decision benefits your people, Jonas?
Who are you to question me? I'll suffer none of your impudence, outsider! Be gone from our village!
I, Jonas, I am an outsider, and therefore have no reason to heed any commands you would give. I shall follow my own will, and do what must needs be done. All those with the strength and courage to do the same, join me at Stormwind Cave.
Let us make haste, that no life may be lost on our account.
Was a surprise to find someone living out here, and an old man at that. I wonder what so impels him to set out to sea.
Curious, isn't it?
Perhaps we will understand more in time.
Tis you. Have you come to join us in our rescue effort? My thanks. We shan't fail with you by our side. The captured villager ought to be within. Let us hurry.
We will likely find our charge in the cave's depths. Shall we press on? I can guide you to the place Arisen, or thereabouts.
We're in your hands, sir. Much of...
Where the Saurians? Fire's fury sharply as aid against this foe.
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe, well and true. You truly are formidable, Arisen.
Danger might lurk anywhere. Wear every shadow, and mind the ceiling.
Naught can threaten us if we watch each other's backs.
Tis a chest. I shall take a look inside.
Saved. Thank you.
Thank heavens you yet live. Let us be on our way. The other villagers shall be thrilled to see you in good health, I'm sure.
Shall we report our results? is rather high. It might be beyond our reach.
Allow me, Master. 'Tis within my reach. Might I be of assistance? How very inspired. I cannot wait to return beyond the rift and inform my own master of this. Oh! Well spotted.
An obstacle blocks our way. Perhaps we might remove it by force?
If a ranged attack is needed, you can count upon my aim.
Might I be of assistance?
We ought to keep watch, lest we be set upon from behind. Naught can threaten us if we watch each other's backs.
You have returned triumphant, I see. Oh, what a relief.
Indeed. And now that the task is done, I shall leave Har village, ne'er to return. In exchange, I beg you to forgive those who joined me. I incited them, and so I alone ought to suffer the penalty of exile. Yet I will go forth from this village with my head held high, glad in the knowledge that no lives were sacrificed under my watch.
There'll be no need for that, Ulrika. In light of your good deeds, all shall be forgiven.
After you left, we who remained discussed that which our village treasures most. It is as you yourself have said, a village is nothing without its people. We ought to have learned that lesson well after the dragon chased us from our homes. Yet 'twas your heartfelt plea that reminded us of it. Ulrika, would you honor our village by becoming its chief? 'Tis our hope that you will guide us, and that your kindness and wisdom shall unite our people, human and bestian both.
Aye, if that is what is needed, I shall rise to the call of duty. I vow to protect this village and its people with my life.
I could not have imagined a better outcome. The village will surely prosper in Sir Ulrich.
'Twas a pleasure to recount such good tidings.
said, peace
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
This is a bit much for me. Let's head home. I heard what transpired. Thank you for fighting on my people's behalf. You cannot imagine my relief when I beheld that everyone had made it out unharmed. Say, would you visit me again once night has fallen? There's aught I would show you. Say, I never thought the day would come when I'd be asked to lead another village. Fate can be rather strange. This time, I shan't allow a single soul to be lost. Have or no peace, I shall not rest till this is so. Say... You've come. Glad I am to see you. Follow me, if you would. Tis a strange thing. I ne'er knew how vast the sky was, till I left Meld behind. Time and again you have come to my aid. Would that I could repay you in some way. Alas, there is little I have to offer. Yet, if your heart e'er aches for a place to call home, then may this village... No, not the village. If e'er you're in need of a hearth to return to, Whate'er trials we may face, I shall see this village and its people safely through them all.
I should very much like to rejoin you, Master.
Another day over.
It is quiet.
There's comfort in the humdrum of daily life.
Mayhap I'll set out on my own adventures someday.
My sickle's getting to be blunt as a hammer.
Calm it, yeah, officer.
I'll not linger here if I can help it.
Pray, allow me to open yon chest.
May tomorrow be as uneventful as today.
The Queen Regent is... No harm shall come to these people under my watch. You can be sure of that. Well met. Glad to see you in good health. What's this?
All this worrying is giving me a leaky back. Delightful breeze.
Time to get back to work.
This is where I come when I
Got to make room for my next ship.
Can't place what it is.
We've made it then. What's our first order of business, Arisen?
Not sure what they expect. No compromise.
suppose I could visit someplace new.
Much to do. Would that I had a helping hand.
Smogged off for a moment there.
Hoy, friend! Have any time for me today? I dare say we're overdue another talk. There's something I've come to understand during my stolen hours exploring these streets, and I wanted to share it with you. Every last resident in this city is wholeheartedly devoted to living out their lives. It seems a simple observation, I know, but to me, 'twas a revelation. For it made me painfully aware of my own position. Can this existence of mine even be called living when I am so doted upon by my mother?
I want to live a life I can proudly call my own, and to achieve it with all that my heart desires. I tire of enduring my mother's coddling, and of having to mind every twitch in her face in order to appease her. Looking at this box, it fills me with courage. 'Tis proof that I am not my mother's servant to be wheeled about as she pleases. 'Tis something I obtained of my own will. Here is the last of the gold I owe you. Pray forgive me for making you wait for it. Now, I'd best be off. I may not be able to wander the city again for some time. There's aught I would do. Thus, I cannot say when next we'll see each other, though I feel sure we shall in time. Perhaps sooner than we might think. Till then, take care, friend.
That was quite a...
Do you shop often? Do you shop often?
Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light, ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone. For every last soldier had been transformed to stone. Wary of his foe, and with presence of mind, the man crept up to the pillar upon which 'twas entwined. Seeing his moment, he unsheathed his blade, and brought the pillar low in a thundering cascade. The gloating serpent was caught by surprise, and with a pitiful hiss, 'neath the pillar it writhed. Till mustering swiftly the last of its might, to the depths of the shrine did the monster take flight. Thus, with a wit as sharp as his sword was honed, did our hero put an end to the threat imposed. And who was our hero? Why, needless to say, 'twas the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not... What is that? What am I?
There's no hope to be found where'er I turn.
I'll not stand for this.
That was well fought. There's no one standing who might say otherwise.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle.
And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, as today I shall tell of a serpent with powers most fell. Our hero ventured into a shrine long enclosed, whereupon he found serpent and soldiers in battle opposed. Though to the soldiers' aid he would fain have leapt, unease overtook him, so behind a pillar he crept. And not a moment too soon, for there came a flash of light, ere the room filled with screams, soldiers wailing at their plight. Then the shrine grew deathly still, and our hero was all alone. For every last soldier had been transformed into stone. Wary of his foe, and with presence of mind, the man crept up to the pillar upon which 'twas entwined. Seeing his moment, he unsheathed his blade, and brought the pillar low in a thundering cascade. The gloating serpent was caught by surprise, and with a pitiful hiss, 'neath the pillar it writhed. Till mustering swiftly the last of its might, to the depths of the shrine did the monster take flight. Thus, with a wit as sharp as his sword was honed, did our hero put an end to the threat imposed. And who was our hero? Why, needless to say, 'twas the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, and your focus apply to this tale of a giant who touches the sky. Our hero, oft forgotten by history in spite of his worth, awoke one fell morning to rumbling earth. In a panic he started, out the front door he leapt, to behold what had approached a night as he slept. 'Twas a mysterious figure, but be it friend or foe, on shaking legs did he approach, the better to know. Yet he did not get near, for afore him stretched the sea. The figure was striding through waters up to the knee. This realization explained the bizarre. What had appeared close was being seen from afar. For truly, the figure was mammoth in size, tall enough to be blinded by the clouds in the skies. One thing was certain, should it walk upon land, no city, no mountain would outlast its hand. So he challenged its ingress with voice loudly drawn, and in an instant the giant was gone. Aye, in the face of his valour, the gigantus did pale. But who among you can name the hero of our tale? 'Twas none other than Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Berkeley, which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, and your focus apply to this tale of a giant who touches the sky. Our hero, oft forgotten by history in spite of his worth, awoke one fell morning to rumbling earth. In a panic he started, out the front door he leapt, to behold what had approached a night as he slept. 'Twas a mysterious figure, but be it friend or foe, on shaking legs did he approach, the better to know. Yet he did not get near, for afore him stretched the sea. The figure was striding through waters up to the knee. This realization explained the bazaar. What had appeared close was being seen from afar. For truly, the figure was mammoth in size, tall enough to be blinded by the clouds in the skies. One thing was certain. Should it walk upon land, no city, no mountain would outlast its hand. So he challenged its ingress with voice loudly drawn, and in an instant the giant was gone. Aye, in the face of his valour, the gigantus did pale. But who among them can name the hero of our tale? 'Twas none other than Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Birkin, which lives on to this day. Gather round, treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my story entertain you, nay, even if it shouldn't, I would greatly appreciate a coin or two to soothe my throat with a mug of ale. Now, listen close, and your focus apply to this tale of a giant who touches the sky. Our hero, oft forgotten by history in spite of his worth, awoke one fell morning to rumbling earth. In a panic he started, out the front door he leapt, to behold what had approached a night as he slept. 'Twas a mysterious figure, but be it friend or foe, on shaking legs did he approach, the better to know. Yet he did not get near, for afore him stretched the sea. The figure was striding through waters up to the knee. This realization explained the bazaar. What had appeared close was being seen from afar. For truly, the figure was mammoth in size, tall enough to be blinded by the clouds in the skies. One thing was certain. Should it walk upon land, no city, no mountain would outlast its hand. So he challenged its ingress with voice loudly drawn, and in an instant the giant was gone. Aye, in the face of his valour, the gigantus did pale. But who among you can name the hero of our tale? 'Twas none other than Lord Rosamond, who, needless to say, was the father of House Birkin, which lives on to this day.
I'll take any chance not
There's all sorts to do around here.
Oh!
Like the spirit of the woman half my age.
I've never heard such nonsense.
My wits about me.
Ready for the morrow.
I don't want to think anymore. What am I to do?
Couldn't hurt to rest my feet.
I'm in fine tones today.
I'm in no hurry to leave.
I don't know what to do.
Boots laced, strapped. I'm ready for patrol.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
This looks as good a place as any.
Am I shedding?
What should I do?
Let me get that.
arms, arms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate some salvation.
Amilites here.
Dead on my feet. Maybe I'll be right.
How do I wind up here anyhow? Nice, juicy beast steak.
Almost is really scary. I've never seen one.
What about this place makes me nervous?
One never can have too many of these. Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Wonder how long this job's supposed to last.
A brisk walk ought to ease my mind of its burdens.
Almost wish aught would happen to shake things up. Interested in my wares?
Sets my thoughts down dark paths.
I'm tired of breaking my back for
I'd
someone
sooner
else.
not associate with drunkards.
Go on, have a look.
All this hustle and bustle puts me
A
right
brisk
at home.
walk ought to ease my mind of its burdens.
Interested in my wares? Almost wish aught would happen to shake things up.
I always draw the short straw.
Only fools walk into peril unprepared. I'm off.
Go on, have a look.
My bed.
Wonder if there's any easy
Look,
work to be had.
Bunch of careless fools.
This is no place to compose my thoughts.
Interested in my wares?
Time to be
This
heading.
is my sort of place. The more the merrier.
Only fools walk into peril unprepared. I'm off.
Go on, have a look.
Got to crack a few skulls if you want to be topped off.
It smells good, at least. It's a start.
I pity those content to live in idleness.
Interested in my wares?
All that fuss, and nary a coin to show for it.
Must have taken a wrong turn.
This is no place to compose my thoughts.
Go on,
Look at
have a look.
Bunch of careless fools.
If I sleep on my woes, mayhap they'll go away.
Due to neglect proper nutrition.
Time to be heading.
Interested in my
I'm tired of
wares?
breaking my back for someone else.
Not my kind of place, this.
A few hours sleep. What should I get to help order my thoughts?
Go on, have a look.
I'm aching for a fight.
This is my sort of place. The more the merrier.
My bed.
This is no place to compose my thoughts.
Interested in my wares?
Wonder how long this job's supposed to last.
My legs are fair numb today. Must have taken a wrong turn.
This is no place to compose my thoughts.
Go on, have a
Them
look.
nobles do nothing but guzzle sweetmeats and ale.
This is my sort of place. The more the merrier.
A tad rowdy. This is no place to compose my thoughts.
Interested in my wares?
I always draw the short straw.
Life's been pretty kind to me.
Lots to do, and precious little time.
Go on, have a look.
This job better be worth it. It's too bloody early.
Nice to see everyone out.
Not what think about
Performance is worth watching.
Rejoice, my darling, for your Albert is returned.
Welcome home, dear.
I spend my days spinning yarns, only to come home to a wife for whose radiance I have no words. If there is a more fortunate fool in the city, I have yet to meet him.
Oh, you bold-faced flatterer! I've not the patience to deal.
This inspires naught but misgivings.
Can't remember the last time I got this jingle.
Go on, have a look. Only fools walk into peril unprepared. I'm off.
Wonder if there's any easy work to
Ain't
be
gonna make
had.
any coin here.
Interested in my wares?
A brisk walk ought to ease my mind of its burdens. All this hustle and bustle puts me right at home. I wonder what...
Stock up on the basics. Flour, salt, fats. Go on, have a look.
It seems naught can cure our desire for oblivion. My bed goods. And I shan't resist.
Got to crack a few skulls if you want to be top dog.
Interested in my wares?
A brisk walk ought to ease my mind of abilities here.
Go on, have a look.
Ain't nothing but trouble lurking
Oh,
here.
this won't do. I'm in no fit state to perform.
Interested in my wares? This is my sort of place. The more the merrier.
I'm aching for a fight.
Go on, have a look.
I'll not
Ain't gonna make any coin here.
All this hustle and bustle puts me right at
I
home.
end up interested in my wares. Day of rest.
Puts me in the mood for a song.
Damn no,
Go on,
about
have a look.
Sweet meats and ale.
A hard day's work puts me in the mood for a song.
Interested in my
Taking
wares?
easy pickings.
All this hustle and bustle puts
no
me
place
right
to
at home.
compose my thoughts.
I'm tired
Go
of breaking
on,
my back for
have a
someone
look.
else.
I'd sooner
What shall I
not
get
associate with drunkards.
Interested in...
The hour's grown late. Hilda's going to have my hide.
Go on, have a look.
Day's work is too.
I end up
All I've got
feeling
left are my
loose
empty
even
pants.
after a day of rest.
I wonder what news the morrow has in store.
Alms, alms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate some salvation.
I'm to be heading.
I don't know what to do.
Right, door's locked. That should do it.
I
I quite like it here. I've no time to be social.
Oof. My pack's grown rather heavy. Lessening our load will help to keep us light on our feet.
Everyone's busy with their own affairs, I think.
I'm quite sure I wasn't dreaming, but ox carts don't run so late at night. Was it a phantom then? I shudder to think.
My head will throw if the ears goes awry.
Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby?
Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration.
I've trained for this.
I feel more welcome here than any place else. If I could, I'd never leave.
Tell is, Vermund was once a Beastren kingdom.
Truly?
Indeed. Though 'tis not widely known among the common folk.
If I grin and bear it, I'll make it through. ought to act a little more cheery. If I grin and bear it, I'll make it through.
Wonder if it's too early for dinner.
Reckon I'd spend my life here if I could.
I need to replenish my stock of the moment.
How do you fare? Would you hear my request? I thank you.
This quiet makes me itch to cause a stir.
Shall we get some rest then? To this world I return, ready to put all I've learned to use.
I feel refreshed and ready for a new day.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust?
Oh, what does this say?
Let's have a look then.
Won't someone do aught about this? Fine, but ridiculous.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure, sir. Have we some business I'm unaware of? You mean to tell me that Albert has been playing the part of a beggar? That man who would sooner starve to death than lift a finger in the pursuit of honest labor? If this is a jest, it is in very poor taste. All the same, I shall test the truth of your accusation, and who better to make it plain for us than Albert himself? I will place these clothes somewhere about the house. If he has aught to hide, his reaction when he finds them will doubtless be very telling. You may visit us again in a few days' time. Fear not. I have no intention of causing a fuss.
Goodness me.
A lonely place. But not without its charm.
Oh, someone do aught about this. Not much going on.
Best head to market before it slips my mind.
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh? Many thanks.
Our packs are heavier, and our purses far lighter. We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
I hadn't thought I could grow so fond of someone.
Oh, that's right. I was telling you about the Gigantus. Until you went off somewhere. Humph. Young people are so impatient. Now, listen well. The Gigantus is an earthen structure that hearkens to the voice of the sea, for 'tis a servant of the brine. Just as the Arisen commands the pawns, so too does the sea's peril compel the Gigantus. Supposedly, the brine have their colossal servant monitor the dragon to ensure that it commits no acts of excess. As for what the brine deem an act of excess, I could not tell you. Some would argue that 'tis the hand of excess what brings the cup of fine ale to our lips time and time again. But what of it? Those unbidden sips of ale are what keep the throat from growing parched. Without them, life would be a dull affair indeed. That brings me back to what I was saying about the... what was I talking about again? Ah, of course, the Gigantus. 'Tis formed of clay, and tall enough to graze its brow upon the very clouds. What's more, 'tis said its lofty gaze watches o'er the world even now. And should it be stirred to life by the voice of the sea, mayhap 'twould do aught to put that dragon in its place. You do not believe, but I assure you 'tis no less than the truth. I've beheld it all with my own eyes.
It isn't as if I've anything better to do.
I thank you. For you, as a token of my appreciation.
I expect this would fetch a fair sum at market.
A fitting reward for a rigorous search.
Fancy a look at my wares? Do come again. Fancy a look at my wares?
Unless I am much mistaken, we have calls to visit a place not far from here.
Perhaps we ought to go there first. What say you, Arisen?
Need anything? Seems my feet always.
This really is fine craftsmanship. Hold on a moment. I recognise that weapon. 'Tis one of my wares. At least 'twas meant to be, before those fiends made off with it. Nay, I won't have it back. I only hope you gave the beasts a good thrashing. Have you been to see Klaus yet? He'll be able to change your vocation for you now. Go on. Take it to him with my blessing.
Interested in my wares?
Over here, if you please.
That's not acting up today. The room at your neck.
Good tidings, sir. How fares your retrieval of those plundered weapons? Oh-ho! You have procured an archer staff, I see. Most excellent. You may now change your vocation to sorcerer, if it pleases you, sir. However, if you wish to register as a warrior instead, you will need to acquire a greatsword.
Well met, sir.
Good tidings, sir. How fares your retrieval of those plundered weapons? Marvelous! You have acquired both an archer staff and a greatsword. You may now change your vocation as desired, sir. What's more, I bear glad tidings. 'Twould seem our arms shortage is at an end. I dare say the armory will be resupplied anon. Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist you. Do come again.
Well met. You are come to Shakir's Inn, a place of respite for the weary traveller. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost... hospitality in all Vernworth. Much obliged. Won't someone do aught about this? Won't someone do aught about this?
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Beg pardon, sir, but might I have a moment of your time? I've a proposal to make, and methinks you'll want to hear it. See, a friend of mine hath an empty house, but no use for it. And I see you round the inn rather often. Understand me? 'Twouldn't come free, mind, but the price is a fair one, and you'd have a place to call your own. What say you? Many thanks, sir. With this, you're a regular citizen of Vernworth.
Thought you should have this.
Feels eerie with no one about.
I like to come here when I need a minute.
If that is your destination, we cannot follow. But know that your return is eagerly awaited.
Welcome, sir, as...
I'm sure I could find a willing patron.
If there's aught I can do, by all means ask.
Everyone's busy with their own affairs.
There's aught about you, I have to say. You're not like my other patrons. There's aught about you, I have to say. I am at an impasse. There's aught about you. Wonderful.
I'll go on an adventure of my best make haste.
'Tis good. To be reunited.
What's this? Come to admire my sculptures, have you? Ho, ho! To think my eminence as a collector would reach in the ears of the Arisen. If only my collection were complete, I'd fain allow you to inspect it. Alas, the sculpture that I commissioned to be its centerpiece is yet to arrive. And 'twould wound my pride to have you behold my collection ere 'tis made whole. If your curiosity shall not be denied, however, mayhap you'd consider paying a visit to the sculptor in my stead. The man's home is located in Bakbatal. You need only tell him that I eagerly await the sculpture's completion.
Someone must have the answers we seek. If we ask around, we might just find them.
There's so much to enjoy in this wide world.
Gotta make room for my next shipment.
Interested in my wares? Pleasure doing business with you.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
The Arisen is ever prudent in the application of coin.
Still a while to go before my shift's over.
Fancy a look at my wares? This really is fine.
Got any arms for a man?
Oh, yes? I possess no ill intent, I assure you. I merely wished for a closer look at these bows. Those of other races differ so in design from our own, you see. I cannot deny I am curious about them. That's all 'tis, mind, curiosity. I have no desire to actually own one of these contraptions myself. And even if I did, it isn't as if I could purchase one. It would be unseemly for an elf to aspire to such a thing. No matter how they fascinate me, it isn't to be. These foreign bows do so intrigue me, but I shall admire them from afar. It would be unseemly for an elf to purchase one. You would simply give this to me? Oh, that is most generous. I would gladly accept it. You have my gratitude. Fascinating. 'Tis not dissimilar from an elven bow in make, and yet 'tis unlike one in near every respect. Such as this bowstring. It looks quite the same, but the tension is altogether different. I suppose that comes from using different materials. Why do you stare? Perhaps you find it absurd that I should marvel so at a bow not of elven make. I suppose I sought inspiration, for I confess I find myself rather lost. My aim has suffered of late, such that my wayward arrows simply would not strike true. The timing could not be more unwelcome, as my skill with a bow is to be put on trial anon. Forgive me. I should not expect you to know of our ways. I speak of the trial of archery, a time-honored elven custom. Every elf undergoes this trial when they reach maturity. Till we succeed, we are not considered to have come of age. I have been training most diligently, yet my skills ne'er seem to take shape. Indeed, I fear my aim has only worsened with each new failing. I grew so vexed with myself that I sought to learn a foreign form of archery rather than master my own people's. Thanks to you, I now have the means to do so, though I dare say I shan't make any headway on my own. Say, would you be willing to give me a demonstration? It might be just what I need to find my aim. Please, sir, you give to me this bow. I only ask that you show me how to wield it. Many thanks. I'm indebted to you twofold. But this is no place to practice. Would you be so kind as to meet me by the ruins north of Trevo Mine? That's where I train, you see. I'll be able to concentrate on your display of bowmanship much better there. I do hope you'll join me. For now, I shall bid you farewell.
This is my sort of place. How might I be of service? Sort to look forward to. It's a long day of work.
Good day, sir. What might you be looking for?
Rest all of my equipment.
Sight. I'm nodding off where I stand.
Time to go home and write down today's business. I welcome rumors of any sort, my friend.
We are none of us alike in vocation. Our respective abilities are unique as well. Let us utilize our individual strengths wherever possible. We've got goblins! We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
done, Master.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
This is generally... be used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time. Dare I say it? We trounced our foe, well and true. We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
Any beast will grow ferocious when backed into a corner.
Master, are you unharmed? Nicely done.
I learned of a forgotten rift stone in this area during my time beyond the rift. I can take you to it, if you like. My word, this ox cart has been destroyed.
The work of goblins, mayhap.
We must remain vigilant.
I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Has been drenched.
We should be able to move this boulder with our combined might.
Would anyone care to push?
Come on then.
Our enemy is going to mage. Let's spell them first. Lest their curative magics prolong our battle.
We must remain vigilant.
Wasn't patient man.
Nothing I can't do.
There's more where they came from.
Be silent as the night. Quit acting so chummy. Ho ho!
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner. You do your vocation proud.
Themselves when grappled like this. I do not leave their range to our advantage. Understood.
I've just had a thought. Every master I've ever served has favored different tactics. One party I joined consisted only of ranged specialists.
Words worth hearing. This is most convenient. Another destination we were bound for is not far from here. We shall have to decide which comes first. We cannot do everything at once.
Would you mind coming over here? We're here, Master.
Oh, true to your word, you have come. Let us begin at once. I should like to observe your form first and foremost. So stand here and take your aim at yon targets. You have my gratitude. I learned much from you just now. In fact, I have made a discovery. Unlike those of Elvenlake, bows crafted by other races are designed for keen aim. Is that not so? But I can see this is no revelation for you. I expect you thought this design common to all bows, yes? Not so for those of Elvenlake, however. Our bows are crafted to guide not the hand, but the heart. Mayhap you will find the sentiment strange, but such is the perspective of elven kind. We are taught that arrows loosed with proper form strike true, as if 'tis all a matter of poise. I admit, I find it rather baffling myself. Perhaps that is why my bowmanship has failed to improve. Yet with this bow, I begin to understand. Let us see if I fare any better now.
Huzzah!
What a feat! I can hardly believe it. Every last arrow found its mark. Dead center. This marvel is nothing at all like an elven bow. The design allows for ease of aim and steadfast flight of each arrow. To think that I should feel such a difference. Mayhap I am more suited to a bow of foreign make than one of my own people's. It is a strange thought, but how else to explain it? My arrows have not soared so true in all my days. I'd nearly given up on myself, yet 'twould seem I am not without talent after all. My performance with this bow has divested me of such doubts. But the ingenuity of this design, if only my people would take heed. It is all very well to talk of honing one's form, but why should we not perfect the tool so integral to our customs? I am decided. I shall take this bow back to the arbor. With this as my weapon, I have no doubt I shall pass my trial of archery.
It seems Sir Glyndor's doubts no longer plague him. May his newfound confidence see him through his trial of archery.
I quite agree. Sunset draws near.
We shall have to rely on our other senses, as the darkness robs us of our sight.
Leave off.
I've just recalled. I found a treasure chest near here during my travels beyond the rift. May I show you to its location? Stone in hand, we can travel wheresoever we please.
'Tis not an item to be squandered.
At times, I find myself wondering why we must fight against our fellows. True enough.
That was superb, Arisen. This should be of use. Naught like a feast to get you ready for bed.
Good sleep is the key to a good adventure. Arisen? I should have expected you may yet linger here. If we are to aid Sir Gregor, we must needs make for the Ildua's resting place.
Good morrow, everyone. Come, We've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust?
Tis pleasantly cool here, what with a canopy overhead.
We are not alone here. Monsters lurk nearby. I sense them.
Right you are.
Battle is best avoided here.
Master, my heart knows no greater peace than when I'm by your side.
Tis done, Master. Now a ferry stone can whisk us here whensoever we desire. went as well as we might have hoped. Let us cast our eyes about and analyze the situation.